Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Living in Palm Coast channel. I'm Bill Bishop and this is Dana Fazio, and we are talking today about what it's like to move your family here to Palm Coast. Now Dana has a family and we're going to talk all about that up next. Hey everyone. We're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to move a family here to Palm Coast, Florida. Now, I'm Bill Bishop and this is Dana Fazio, and we work together here to tell you all the information and the kind of information you need to make a decision about moving here to Palm Coast. We're realtors here, and Dana's going to talk a little bit about what it's like to move a family here to Palm Coast.
Well, a few things that I love about Palm Coast is the access to the beaches, the lower traffic than the other areas in Florida, the accessibility to different types of sports like kayaking, mountain biking, running. Depends on what you're into. There's a lot of pickleball,
right? Tennis,
of course.
That's my sport, pickleball. I love it.
Good. I've never played though, and that's on my list to do. But my choice to move my family here was kind of something I'd never even heard about Palm Coast before. I didn't even know if it was a city in Florida. And once I did find out about it, I researched the schools, I researched the areas, and for me it was just about living as close to the beach as possible and then making sure that my kids were in a school that wasn't really low as far as scores. I was pleasantly surprised when I found out that the schools in Flagler County, and I think most schools in the state of Florida, have a virtual program for every school district, and this one is called iFlagler. So that was nice that I had the option, if I wanted, to send my children to virtual school or in-person school, and it's always there and always an available option in most of Florida. Also, I was excited to know that in the high school, in the, I believe, junior or senior year, and especially in Flagler County, Volusia County, and I'm not sure what other counties, they have the program where kids can take college classes, and so they could even graduate with an associate's, which is,
oh, wow.
If you have academic children and they are really motivated,
right,
it's a great thing. And I know in Jacksonville area too, some of those schools do, but they do provide that here in Palm Coast, right, at the Flagler County School District.
And so there's two high schools, right? And you sent your kids to which high school did you send your kids
Matanzas.
to? Okay.
And then my daughter goes to Indian Trails.
Okay.
High school, and middle school. She's going to be going into high school too in Matanzas. So it's been a great experience. It's a public school. It's, children here are from all over the country.
Right. Some
relocated from New York, New Jersey, recently Utah, Oregon.
Right.
So
these are all the families that are moving in. So there's a lot of families moving in from Palm Coast. So it's not all retirees.
That's a misconception.
Yeah, right.
And I've had experiences with people coming here from other parts of the country and thinking that it's all retirees, and then they missed out on having a house by the beach, right, because they were afraid. Now, it's not a party place.
No.
Palm Coast definitely shuts down 9, 10 o'clock. The restaurants are done. There's if you want to party, you need to go to Flagler Beach, right, or St. Augustine, or somewhere like that. But that's fine. We don't need that for children. I don't see a lot. It's probably the age group I see the least in this city,
right,
is the 20s age.
Right. And we're getting a lot of people actually asking us about, when they're moving down here, about the availability of having a home office. So someplace where they can conduct their business, because a lot of people are going remote. So I had another client the other day who was an engineer who has basically, his entire company has outsourced all the engineer jobs to going at home. So he was coming from out east, New York, and he decided to look at a place here in Palm Coast. But one of the specific things he had was getting a home office. All right, so one of the things that we have a lot of questions about is childcare. You know a lot about that. What's the situation with childcare? Okay.
I know that there are different daycares in the city of Palm Coast. Some are church-based, some are just your regular for-profit. And then I do know that the school district offers pre-K. You can pay to go half, to full day. So before they're in kindergarten, they can still go to the preschool. And so that's nice that they don't offer bus transportation for the pre-K. But you're still have that option.
For a daycare purpose, is there a lot of waiting lists? Is there a waiting list?
I have never heard that. I know in certain areas that
because I know some other cities are really booked.
They can't keep up with infrastructure, and there's like 2-year waiting lists. I've not heard that at all.
Cool. All right, so another thing that families are worried about, especially now with high inflation, is what does it cost to live here in Palm Coast? Now, I know just going to the supermarket, I stick to the BOGOs, which are really good at Publix. So, Publix has pretty good pricing, but there's some other costs associated with having a family that I'm not particularly familiar with, but Dana, you have some thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do. As coming from a major metropolitan area, Southern California, I frequented Costco, I frequented Trader Joe's, Ralph's, which is actually Kroger. Those were the places, Sprouts. I love to shop at those places. And since I've been here, we have Publix, we have 2 Aldi's, we have a Winn-Dixie. I don't really shop there. I do shop at Publix, I do shop at Aldi's. And then there is a Costco coming. It's supposed to be completed in June, and it's to St. Augustine. So it'll be about 30-40 minutes, which is a lot closer than Jacksonville. You can have your groceries delivered from Kroger because there's a warehouse in Jacksonville, and they'll deliver them cold and fresh. There's also Trader Joe's, Costco, and Sprouts in Jacksonville. It might be a weekend trip, but it's still available if you really want to go. I haven't found it being a hardship too much because I go pick up people from the airport, or my dad lives in Jacksonville, so I just go in there and just get a big bulk of stuff and have a freezer.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's not really, when you think about it. I mean, when you were in the big city, I was in the big city. To travel 30-45 minutes to go to wherever is not a big issue. And then we think about it when we're living in Palm Coast as, man, it's a
great
big
analogy.
And really, I mean, even to get down to the airport is an hour and a half. Now, in the big city, if you live in the wrong suburb, it's going to take you an hour and a half to get there anyway. So, everybody likes to talk about, the fact that we don't have as much shopping, I guess, here as that we probably all like to have. But the shopping that we do have is, we got the Tangiers outlets down at Daytona. We've got the St. John's Town Center, which is just tons of shopping and high-end shopping. We even got the Mall Millennia, which is only about an hour and a half away if you really wanted to do that upscale shopping. So as far as a family, what extra added costs that you experience that maybe a retired person or single people won't have?
Well, I've noticed that I'm spending more on lawn maintenance, lawn care. I have St. Augustine grass, and so it needs to be cut every week in the summer. And so that's a little more expensive. Also, I have to keep a termite bond because of the wood destroying pests that could come into your home. That's not too bad. I think it's like $1,000 a year, or less than $1,000 a year. And then I have them spray for bugs too quarterly because there's a lot, and and they're not that bad, but I just want to make sure they don't become a problem.
I mean, those are the added costs of living in Florida. I mean, we're in a swamp, and bug pest control, and you have to mow your grass. Usually a lot of people have services. If you own a pool, that's another $185 to $100 a month. So as a family, those things are. And those things, unfortunately, right now, with what's going on, is those people are starting to ask higher prices for all those types of things.
And then I'm thinking electricity. I don't have, there's not a ton of natural gas in Florida. So most people that use those type of gas fireplaces or gas stoves, they have to have propane tanks, and those are buried usually in their yard. And so the electricity is a little higher too. I've been looking into solar panels, things like that. possibly in the future, just to mitigate some of that. You know, with Florida Power and Light, it's city water, and it's also included in your in your trash pickup, and that can get a little pricey too, the city water. But it's not horrible.
Yeah, I left my water on for. I left a slow leak on the other day, and I ended up spending $750. I left it on for the month. I didn't realize it for a whole month. It was a slow leak, so they will get you, and especially if you have something like that. It was totally my fault, but you know, it is expensive. So anyway, so as far as well,
I was gonna say sewer.
Yeah, sewer.
If you're on the island
Right.
like us, there's septic tanks,
Right.
and they have to be in the front of the yard. They can't be in the back where the drainage is.
Right.
And so you just need to have that pumped every couple years.
Yeah.
But there's really no cost with that,
Right.
unless you have city sewer out in the city of Palm Coast.
Right. Now, as far as activities for the kids, you know, what do your kids participate most in?
Well, I would say my daughter, she likes art. She loves art, and there's a big program at the middle school
Right.
called Future Problem Solvers America, which
Cool.
is big. They compete with state and
Right.
national. She likes tennis, and there's
Right.
tennis courts, but she hasn't gotten into that. She'll do that more when she
Sure.
gets into competitive. My son, definitely, he wasn't eligible for football, but baseball he's playing this spring.
Okay.
And
And how does he
excited.
like the sports for the
Oh,
kids
yeah,
here in
it's-
school? Okay,
yeah,
so
it's good.
Flagler sports are
yeah.
really good. It's just, you know, it's a small town kind of feel, you know. I mean, you get people just going to the football games and whatever. So that's the thing I kind of like about Palm Coast.
It's great because you come here from the big city and you just slowly relax,
Right.
and things are not as rush.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, and it's great. Stress
is.
kills.
Yeah,
so
it is.
The less you have, the better.
Absolutely. So we hope you enjoyed the video today. Dana and I are always available to answer all your questions about Palm Coast. Again, you know, we get people calling us all the time, asking us questions about, you know, where to live, you know, what types of property. You know, just like every other place in Florida right now, it's a really tight market. So we're working with a lot of builders and a lot of people who want to build homes. So if that's an option for you as well, give us a call. All of our contact information is below. And if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit that notifications bell, and you get notified every time we do a video. And again, thanks again for tuning in to the Living in Palm Coast channel. We really enjoyed visiting with you today. And this channel is all about just giving you the kind of information that we wish we had before we moved here. So we're going to continue to do this. Expect a video out every week. And until next time, bye-bye.